So, Mike, this church planting thing that you have a passion for, you mentioned a little bit earlier around its impactfulness in reaching people, particularly people that were not already involved in church. Where did that come from for you?
It came for me. I'm a man of a certain age. I'm the oldest year of Gen Xers, and as I came of age in ministry, um, I was in wonderful churches and ministries, but I, I, but I found them really successful at contextualizing the gospel to a baby boomer sensibility. You call that cultural sensibility? And I had a sense that the Gen X generation, if you just take grunge rock for one thing, and obviously I'm talking about Anglo Gen Xers, that's sort of my subculture. Um, uh, I felt that there was a great need to contextualize to the heart of the cry of our generation, which was a different type. Every generation cries for authenticity in certain ways, for belonging in certain ways, but it's different for each generation. So my heart, Joel, was a calling of something that I didn't sense was happening much. It was really a calling to contextually, and then to strip that down further, Joel. I was a part of a fraternity in college for evangelistic reasons. I've always had an evangelistic heart and gift, and I joined the fraternity because I saw that as a place that where the gospel was not shining at my state university, and so really, as I became a pastor, I realized God had given me a heart to contextualize the gospel to my fraternity brothers and their girlfriends back in the day, who are now the young bankers in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're entering their careers. They are the IT, they're the entrepreneurs in and around Charlotte. That's my tribe. And that God called and gifted me to contextualize the gospel to as best I can. Joel, as a former long time worship and music church director, you may appreciate this. I was invited because I was leading a Saturday night service that was Gen X oriented. That sounds kind of dumb now. In the mid 90s, I was invited to a leadership network gathering, connecting leaders around the country for the first time. And it was called Ministering to Generation X, just to see what's the Holy Spirit doing. And it was a small group of us. And it was really interesting. But the first night, there was this little worship band down front. And half of them were barefooted and they had some unique instruments. And they started in playing this original worship music. Joel, I came undone in the Holy Spirit in worship, is all I can say. And what I realized later is this was worship music for the first time contextualized to my Gen Xer, the heart music of my soul as a Gen Xer. I went down and introduced myself to that guy. He was a college student named David Crowder. Just getting his start. And so I went down with our music director to Waco, Texas, where he was in a church plant the first year. And I asked if I could use his music. I said, I don't know what to call this, but I want for our Saturday night service to be what you're doing. Could I use your music? And he said, sure. We worshiped there. I came undone again. And he faxed me all of his original music. And that was our worship music for Saturday night at a Saturday night Gen X service in Memphis, Tennessee in the 90s. He never published any of those things that I became aware of later that he had faxed to me.
And who knew back then that Crowder would become who he is today and the influence that he has today in church music. That's a cool story. Love that.